Welcome friends, let's do the following exercise. Print 5, 3, and then 1. What's an observation that we can make here? First of all, the first value, we want that to be 5. The last value, we want that to be 1. And then what's the increment here? Or decrement in this case. The decrement, you can think of it as basically 2, correct? Or if you like, the increment is a negative 2, however you choose to think of it. The point is you got to go from 5 to 3, 2 down, and then from 3 to 1, 2 down. So you have to code your for-header loop accordingly. 4, and then you can say int I is equal to 5 because that's the starting value, and these are integers, whole numbers, positive ones. Now the last value is 1, so you very likely want the condition on I to be something like I is greater than or equal to positive 1 for that reason. When a loop runs, the I greater than 1 operates, and then at the very edge, at the very end, the equal to part operates essentially. And then we're going to have I. Now, what do you do with I? You have to decrement it by 2 units on each turn of the loop. So you can try minus equals 2. That says take the value of whatever I represents and just take 2 away from it. So then you can type console.writeLine here as usual. And all we are going to do is just display these values. So I'm going to put an I in here and then terminate with a semicolon to complete the statement. Remember, a statement is just basically an executable instruction to the computer. Now let's run this loop. So go over to debug, start with the debugging. We're over here, Control F5. And it shows you 531 as the output, which is what we want. That's good. Shut this down. All right. Let's do what debug step into, at least once. Let's walk through the execution carefully. Let me just zoom in on the code here a little bit. 1 second. There we are. So look at the way this executes. Int I equals 5, so basically the declaration and initialization of the variable runs as the first step. Look very carefully. Right afterwards, you hit the logical condition. You don't just go to console.writeLine. That's not the way loops run. Then you go to console.writeLine once the condition is checked. So in a for loop, the important thing is to understand is the condition is always checked, you see? Then you go to I minus equals negative 2. Now put your mouse over I. You see now it's 3. So 3 is greater than 1 is still true. Okay, you run console.writeLine. You go to I minus negative 2. Put your mouse over I. Right now I has the value 1, so the condition is true by the fact that there's an equal to present here. Then you go to console.writeLine. And then again you hit I minus negative 2. Then you put your mouse over I is negative 1, so the condition would fail now. And then you exit here, and then you exit, and that's it. That's the execution of the whole program, essentially. Let me zoom back out. Please leave a like if it's been helpful and interesting.